Hello, hello. This is Shadow Libra, and welcome back to reviewing every single FNAF release. We have made it to year 4 of the franchise, so today we will do a review on everything that was released from August 8th, 2017 to August 7th, 2018.
It's a new day. It's your time to shine. What are we talking about? We're talking about becoming a Fazbear Entertainment franchisee. That's right, restaurant ownership and management. It's time to take your career into your own hands.
You don't really know who your employer is, do you?
Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator, released on December 4th, 2017. Just like Sister Location, I need to talk about the story when reviewing this game, because playing this, you can really tell Scott was trying to end everything. He does this by bringing all the characters we know together in one place. Molten Freddy, possessed by the missing children, killed by William Afton. After Baby was kicked out of Ennard, the kids have just been stuck in Molten Freddy for a very, very long time. They are the most unaware of their surroundings that they have ever been. After all these years, they are still under Afton's influence, still killing pretty much anyone they meet. Scraptrap, William Afton is still trying to embrace being Springtrap. He's taken a lot of damage since FNAF 3, but he's still alive. Springtrap sees himself as the all-powerful, and he will make it clear that he is above everyone else. Then we have Scrap Baby, who is just Elizabeth, William's daughter. She's so desperate for her father's love, she's desperate for her father to care about her, so she does whatever he wants her to. She kills whoever he wants because she believes killing is the way for her father to finally appreciate and love her. Lastly, there's Lefty. Lefty was designed by Henry to capture the puppet, possessed by Henry's daughter, Charlie. Charlie is aware, like Elizabeth, but unlike Elizabeth, Charlie does not kill. She refuses to do any sort of evil thing. All she wants is to help the kids. So we got Gabriel, Jeremy, Susie, Fritz, Cassidy, Garrett, William, Andrew, Elizabeth, and Charlie all in one place. This whole thing was set up by Henry, the man who started Fazbear Entertainment and had built all the animatronics. He realizes now the mess he has created. In the Insanity ending speech, you can hear the regret in his voice, how much he regrets never doing anything about William, causing many families to suffer and grieve the loss of their kids. Henry realizes this is all partly his fault, even if he is still technically a victim. He wants to redeem himself. He wants to free the souls that are still trapped in the machines, which during this game, I believe is a total of 9 souls. Also, we are playing as Michael Afton in this game. We are also trying to free all of these souls. The ultimate goal of this game is to end everything. However, apart from that, Pizza Sim is pretty unique compared to the other games we have gotten before, mainly because unlike the other games, we are not a security guard. This time, we are a manager for the pizzeria, and we set up the place. We are the ones who buy the attractions and the animatronics. We have a large variety of animatronics in this game, by the way, along with some very unique minigames where you get to scare kids, go on rocket ships, and a bunch of other things. The most important minigames, however, are Fruity Maze, Midnight Motorist, and Security Puppet. Security Puppet and Fruity Maze have always been simple to explain. They are depicting the deaths of Charlie and Susie, the girls who are killed and their souls go on to possess the puppet and Chica. We are learning the origins of Afton's victims. Midnight Motorist has always been the most debated out of the three minigames, and there's a lot of different interpretations of what the minigame is trying to tell us. However, recent content has pointed to the yellow guy in this minigame being William Afton. Anyway, we also have Candy Cadet, who seems to just know everyone's secrets. He tells stories of different events throughout the series, but it's told in the parallel sense, where everyone in his stories represents a different character. Personally, I believe the story about the young woman is about Charlie, the story about the kind man is about Henry, and the story about the little boy is about Michael. The ending of this game is amazing. Scrap Baby is ready to kill us, when suddenly, Henry interrupts. We hear the music start to chime in, and slowly get more and more intense as Henry continues to explain the true reasoning all the animatronics were brought here. He promises the soul of every single kid that they will be free. Henry then says to William that he will be spending the rest of eternity in hell, being burned and tortured and forced to suffer forever, with no escape. This sends William into a huge panic as the place continues to be destroyed. Then, lastly, Henry turns to his daughter, Charlotte Emily. He apologizes that he was not there on the day she was shut out of Freddy's and left to die. He also expresses how impressed he is with his daughter for lifting people in her arms, and how she was dedicated to protecting the souls of the other victims. Henry was finally going to be with his daughter again. With that, the pizzeria burns down and all the souls are sent up into heaven. Well, almost all of them. Pizzeria Simulator was a fantastic way to end the storyline regarding the missing kids and William Afton. You can tell Scott really wanted a conclusion people would be satisfied with, and he delivered. It's a fitting ending to the original FNAF story. Best part, the entire experience is on Steam for the price of free. Yeah, this entire game and all the content in it is free to play. It really was a game that was just made for fans who wanted a conclusion to the FNAF storyline, and that price tag of $0.00 proves it. As a matter of fact, we have 16 FNAF games total, and 7 of those games are free. That's always impressed me personally. You're telling me I get to play through a whole experience and not have to pay a single penny? The answer is yes. Anyway, I am very satisfied with how Pizzeria Simulator turned out. I also love to replay it. What is up, everyone? This is Shadow Libra, and I just got this new job at this pizza place. I'm the security guard or something. Gave me a badge. Looks like crap. Anyway, the job looks pretty boring. These are the security cameras. Gotta check on the animatronics or something. I don't know, I can look around the place though. It's pretty cool. Looks pretty boring. Oh. Damn. Also, damn. They also gave me this logbook that I can write in. So I guess I can do that. This book belongs to Mike. Who the hell's Mike? I don't know who that is. But, what is that? Employees get free pizza. Did someone write in this? Sorry, it looks like somebody's already written in this one. You don't mind, right? Giving me recycled logbooks. The fuck? What the fuck is that? Not funny. Yeah, that's not funny. I don't know what Freddy's on about, but that is not funny. Whoa, what the fuck, man? My name? It's kind of freaking me out a little bit. That book's kind of freaking me out. Let's just check the cameras. There's the animatronics. Dining room. These are the hallways that lead to my office, I guess. Yeah. Pirate Cove. Is there another animatronic in Pirate Cove? Fuck. What the fuck was that? What was that? Guys, I'm a little freaked out right now. What am I looking at? Look at that. Look at that. I'm gonna flip the camera. What the heck is that? The Survival Logbook, released on December 26, 2017. The Logbook was a very interesting release for the series. It's pretty similar to the Gravity Falls journals or the Book of Bill. The Logbook was owned by Michael Afton. Timeline-wise, it was most likely sometime after the events of FNAF 3. We learn quite a lot about Michael. He tries to make lighthearted jokes out of the supernatural events at Freddy's, probably as a coping mechanism. He also draws himself as a superhero, obliterating Freddy Fazbear and locking Freddy in jail. We also learn about bad habits he wants to break, like he chews gum way too much. We learn that Michael doesn't exercise much, and he's trying to push himself to do more of that. Run 5 miles, run faster, take self-defense classes. We learn why he likes Immortal and the Restless so much. He can relate to Clara. And apparently in the next 5 years from Michael having this book, he wants to be dead. Seriously, one of the pages has a prompt asking, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years from now?" And Michael literally draws a gravestone. Funny considering later this same year, Pizza Sim happens where Michael willingly lets someone burn him alive. We also hear about how desperately Michael would love a vacation from all the crap revolving around Freddy's. I like how the logbook actually lets us look into Michael's personality, because something that bugs me about the games is Michael is a silent protagonist. We never hear what he thinks of any situation throughout the games. The logbook, the FNAF 4 minigames, and the movie are literally the only places where we get any canon characterization or personality from Michael Afton. Michael is not the only one focused on in this book. Throughout the pages, you can see 2 spirits talking to each other. The 2 spirits of Golden Freddy, Cassidy, the 5th victim in the missing children's incident who was stuffed into Golden Freddy, and Garrett, Afton's youngest son who died in a complete accident. Garrett's memories are very fuzzy. We see Cassidy ask Garrett a lot of questions about his past, about his favorite toys, songs, his name. Cassidy mentions the party in 1983. She asks about the Fredbear plush, about Garrett's dreams, and a bunch more. Garrett responds to a few of the questions by altering the text written in the book. Cassidy also gives many hints in the book so Garrett can learn her name. I find it cool how this was the way we learned Cassidy's name. At the end of Pizza Sim, we learned the names of 4 of the missing kids: Gabriel, Jeremy, Susie, and Fritz. Then in the very next release, we are given a puzzle to figure out Cassidy's name. The spirit of the most important animatronic, Golden Freddy. If you're a FNAF fan and you enjoy activity books, I highly recommend checking out the Survival Logbook. It's even filled with prompts that you can just have fun with and write whatever you want, along with tons of activities. The lore stuff is just a bonus. Now, without further ado, please excuse me as I am about to review my favorite Five Nights at Freddy's book in the entire series. What really happened to Charlie? It's the question that John can't seem to shake, along with the nightmares of Charlie's seeming death and miraculous reappearance. John just wants to forget the whole terrifying saga of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, but the past isn't so easily buried. Meanwhile, there's a new animatronic pizzeria opening in Hurricane, along with a new rash of kidnappings that feel all too familiar. Bound together by their childhood loss, John reluctantly teams up with Jessica, Marla, and Carlton to solve the case and find the missing children. Along the way, they'll unravel the twisted mystery of what really happened to Charlie, and the haunting legacy of her father's creations. The Fourth Closet, released on June 26, 2018. In 10 years, Five Nights at Freddy's has released a total of 26 books. The reason I'm wording it like that is because there's already a 27th book, the week before, which I will not review in this series because I'm only reviewing the stuff that came out within the first 10 years. There will be a video on the week before, hopefully before this month is over. I've just been busy with all these 10-year anniversary videos. Anyway, out of all the FNAF books, The Fourth Closet is my favorite one in the entire series. And here is why. It's the finale to an alternate timeline. The nice thing about the novel trilogy is they are in a completely separate continuity from the games. The reason I like this is because these books are meant to tell us the story of the games, the main character's motivations, and overall, they just dump all the important information. But since it's in a different continuity, they don't have to be limited to what the games tell us. The novels are free to retell the FNAF story while also being its own unique version of it. That's why I love the Silver Eye so much, and even the movie. They are both basically FNAF 1, but retold in an original way. Anyway, while Charlie was the main character in the first two books, this book focuses more on John. The reason for that is Charlie died at the end of the Twisted Ones. Sort of. We see her reappear right after, completely unharmed, which makes zero sense considering Charlie died inside of a spring-lock suit. John seems to be the only one who notices this. All of his friends, Jessica, Marla, and Carlton, are convinced that the girl claiming to be Charlie really is Charlie, that nothing suspicious is going on, that she really did survive the events of the Twisted Ones. John, however, is not buying it. Yes, this girl looks like Charlie, sounds like Charlie, knows a bunch of things only Charlie would know, and the book even tries to make you think she is Charlie whenever the story is told from her point of view. But John is just not convinced. He really believes this girl is someone else. And guess what? Turns out John is right. And wrong, actually. The girl is Charlie. She was Charlie the entire time. However, she's not the Charlie we followed in the Silver Eyes or the Twisted Ones. After Charlie's death, John kept her old toy, Theodore, who keeps giving John a location, Silver Reef, a town in Utah not that far from Hurricane. John and Jessica visit Silver Reef and meet Charlie's Aunt Jen. Charlie grew up with her Aunt Jen after her father Henry had killed himself, which was not long after the missing children's incident at Freddy's. However, the real reason Henry took his own life was so he could be with his daughter Charlotte. Not the girl who was alive and he was taken care of, the real Charlotte that had been killed by his old friend William Afton. While at Aunt Jen's place, John and Jessica find Charlie, the one who we have been following throughout these books, not the girl who's been going around claiming to be that Charlie. John and Jessica take Charlie home. So, are you confused? I don't blame you. Here's what's revealed in this book. In the Silver Eyes and the Twisted Ones, we learn that when Charlie was a kid, she had a twin brother named Sammy. Their father Henry would allow Charlie and Sammy to play in the back rooms of the original restaurant, Fredbear's Family Diner, until one day William Afton dressed up in his yellow rabbit suit and had kidnapped and killed Sammy. This has been trauma Charlie had carried for years. But in the fourth closet, what we learn is shocking. It was lightly foreshadowed in the Twisted Ones when Charlie had started beating the crap out of Springtrap. She screamed and fought him. Springtrap tried to defend himself, but Charlie's rage allowed her to easily win the fight. She demanded to know why he took Sammy. She interrogated him, but all Springtrap had told her was he didn't take Sammy. He never killed him. He kidnapped and killed Charlie. This had absolutely confused Charlie. She and John thought maybe Springtrap was trying to mess with her head, but turns out he was telling the truth. William did not kidnap and kill Sammy. He kidnapped and killed Charlie. When Charlotte died, Henry had completely broke. He loved Charlotte a lot. He spent nights constantly crying over her death, feeling like he had completely failed as a father because he wasn't there to protect Charlotte the day she was taken. He had began to go mad, not wanting to accept reality. The only thing Henry had to remember Charlotte was a cheap rag doll named Ella. Henry cried into Ella, constantly pouring all his pain and anger into her. He even began to treat Ella as if he still had a daughter, as if she really was Charlotte. However, that wasn't enough. Henry had gone completely mad as he began to build different robots representing the stages of Charlotte's life. He built a baby version of Charlotte, a little girl version of her, a teenager, and lastly, he built Charlotte as a grown-up adult woman. The 4 stages of her life. He had used the illusion tech that he was experimenting with to make it look like Charlotte was an actual human, not just a robot. People would see her as an actual human. Not even Charlie herself knew what she was. Even she thought she was a real human being. Henry went as far to give Charlotte fake blood so she could bleed, just like an actual human. He made it possible for Charlotte to eat and drink and even breathe. Anything an actual human can do, so can Charlie. Also, if you're wondering why I keep switching between Charlie and Charlotte, it's because the books tell us Charlie prefers people to refer to her as Charlie, and the only one she's okay with using her full name Charlotte is her dad. So when I call her Charlotte, it's because I'm speaking about her dad's perspective. Anyway, Charlie was a robot this entire time, and how was she brought to life? Agony and pain. Henry's emotions is what really made her a living being. In FNAF, your soul is formed throughout the different events during your life. Everything you experience throughout your entire life, along with the different memories and emotions created from those experiences, is what creates a human soul in this series. Charlie, just like any other human being, did get to have an actual life. She got to grow up, have friends, make memories, have emotional responses to her experiences, and while Charlie was originally just a robot, no actual life in her, she developed a soul over time because of her experiences. She is a robot, yes, yet at the same time, she has a soul. She is just as alive as anyone else. As Henry was making the Charlie bots, his wife had left him. She had taken Sammy as well. Sammy was alive this whole time. Henry's wife had left him because of his coping mechanisms over Charlotte dying. It had caused Henry to neglect his son. His wife tried to tell him that. His sister Jen had tried to tell him that. But Henry was too focused on his grief with Charlotte to care. So his wife left. Because of this, Henry had given Charlotte a false memory of Sammy being the one to get taken. That's why she thought Sammy was dead, but in reality, Sammy was alive this entire time. Henry had originally created lots of Charlotte's memories simply using a camera on a tripod. That's how she has all these memories from before the kidnapping. The only person besides Henry who knew exactly what Charlie was his sister Jen. If you haven't noticed, I think the Charlie Bot storyline is really cool. It's honestly one of my most favorite plot points the series has ever given us. Only downside of it is, well, some theorists are now thinking, oh, what if this character is a robot? What if that character is a robot? When there isn't really any evidence to back it up. I personally think this is a storyline that will be exclusive to the novels and exclusive to Charlie. And honestly, I hope it stays that way, because this plotline I personally see as a one-hit wonder. I don't think this is something you could really do again and have it still be as impactful as the storyline with Charlie. A lot of this has been about Charlie, yet there are still two other characters I want to focus on for this book. That is, of course, FNAF's main villain, William Afton, and his daughter, Elizabeth. I have not mentioned this yet in this series, but Elizabeth Afton is my favorite character in all of FNAF, and this book is exactly why. We learn a lot about Elizabeth's childhood. She describes it as a father's disappointment and a daughter's desperation. Elizabeth, as she grew up, had wanted nothing more but to be loved by her father. William Afton was the center of Elizabeth's world, but unfortunately, Elizabeth was not the center of his. Elizabeth would try to play with her father, only to be yelled at not to disturb him. Elizabeth wanted her father's attention so badly. That was actually why she had so much interest in Circus Baby. William had obsessed over Baby as he was building her. Baby was the center of William's world. Elizabeth envied Baby a lot. One night, she snuck over to Baby and got a really good look at her. Unfortunately, that caused Elizabeth to be Baby's first ever capture, her first kill. Baby had trapped Elizabeth inside her, causing Elizabeth's soul to possess Baby. This is how William learned the way a spirit can possess an animatronic. The spirit follows the flesh. Not long after Elizabeth's death, William had killed the children at Freddy's, stuffed them in the animatronics, and created his perfect family. However, at the end of the Silver Eyes, William was spring-locked, which caused the kids' spirits to realize William is the man who had hurt them. The kids had stopped listening to William after he became Springtrap. After the Twisted Ones, William had found a way to remove himself from Springtrap. But now, all he is just a shriveled up old man who will die any day now. William knows where he is going when he dies. He will be in hell, burning and suffering for eternity as punishment for the many crimes he has committed throughout his life, and for the pain he has caused for many, many families of the kids he has killed. So now William is desperate. He isn't just interested in killing people anymore. He wants to make sure he will not die. So he calls to Elizabeth for help. Eager to finally do something to make her father love her, Elizabeth willingly helps him. Turns out Elizabeth was the imposter Charlie. Baby was originally the grown-up adult Charlie built by Henry. William had stolen her and modified her, turning Charlie into Circus Baby. Meaning not only was Elizabeth's soul inside of Baby, but she was also inside of Charlie. William wanted to learn the secrets of Charlie's creation. In the novels, William is obsessed with the teenage Charlie. He tries kidnapping her multiple times because he wants to learn the secrets of her creation, how she is a robot, yet just as alive as any other human. The fourth closet shows how power-hungry William Afton is, yet it also shows that deep down, he is weak. William even knows he is weak. He's desperate to cling on to reality, to stay alive, to make sure his legacy is not forgotten about. He even tries to get his family back. As I said before, the kids stopped listening to Afton after he was spring-locked because they realized Afton is the one who hurt them. William wants the kids to listen to him again. So to do this, he takes the endoskeletons of all the animatronics along with the children's bodies. He melts them all together into an amalgamation and injects a part of each kid's soul into the Funtime animatronics. The kids' souls being split causes them to forget. They once again believe they are an alive group of friends just hanging out at Freddy's. They believe the yellow rabbit is their best friend, always looking out for them. The Funtimes was even a bit of an upgrade because now the kids see William as the yellow rabbit all the time. Before, he had to wear the suit in order for them to fall for him being the yellow rabbit. But now, William is not required to wear the suit in order for the kids to see him as such. Also before, the animatronics never attacked kids, only adults, because they thought adults were the only people threatening them. But in the Funtimes, kids are now seen as a threat too. So the people the Funtimes kill is no longer limited to adults only. Now they kill adults and kids. William has his family back, a new set of animatronics, but the kids act just like they did when they were in the animatronics at Freddy's. That's why William opens circus babies in this book, to regain the family. As a bonus, Elizabeth kidnaps lots of kids that he gets to experiment on. Elizabeth, while throughout the book she helps her dad, she realizes something. No matter how hard she tries, she is not enough for her father. She loves her father so much, but the feeling is not mutual. William only sees Elizabeth as a servant and nothing else. It's Charlie he wants. Elizabeth envies Charlie. Why is she the one her dad is so focused on? What about her? Elizabeth is his daughter. All he cares about is Charlie. Elizabeth realizes she hates Charlie more than she loves her dad. So instead of bringing Charlie to her dad, she instead tries to kill Charlie. This backfires, however, as Charlie uses the robot Henry had built to commit suicide to both kill her and Elizabeth. Elizabeth, all she ever wanted throughout her childhood was her father's love and attention, but no, she never got that. Then she had her soul trapped inside of Baby for over a decade. She was locked in a closet as the other Charlie got to grow up. As soon as Elizabeth was let out of the closet, her father had only used her as a pawn. She listened to his demands, kidnapping children. She tried to kill Charlie's friends, tried to even kill Charlie. All of this just to get stabbed by Henry's suicide bot. Elizabeth's last words were, "It's not fair. I never had a life." I know Elizabeth killed people, including children, but personally, I think her soul still deserves to be in heaven. While she did stuff willingly, unlike the other kids, and is 100% a villain, she's also a victim like the other children Afton has killed. She's just a kid. I don't blame her for anything she has done. She just wanted to be loved, something all children deserve from both of their parents. But her entire life was wasted due to William's neglect. William Afton, while he is a really good villain, he was always the way he is, a bad person with a sadistic nature, and he wants to be seen as above everyone else. Elizabeth, however, she's a kind soul. She's just a naive little girl who acts exactly as what she is, a child. Even throughout the book, we see Elizabeth have a short temper and do lots of things impulsively, just like a child would. It's a shame that Elizabeth is only shown to us in this book and 2 games. I wish we saw more of her because she really is a good character. Like I said, Elizabeth is my favorite FNAF character in the entire series, so it's fitting that she's explored in the 4th closet, my favorite book in the entire series. However, this book is why she's my favorite. I just love her story. One last thing about the fourth closet is the happy ending it gives William's victims, the kids he had kidnapped and killed at Freddy's many years ago. In a last attempt at discovering the secrets of immortality, William stabs Carlton and ejects Remnant into his heart, causing Carlton to die. Then, he wakes up in the spirit world and meets the missing children, Gabriel, Cassidy, Susie, Fritz, and Michael. Carlton and Michael were best friends as kids, and Carlton had been devastated when Michael was kidnapped. Michael ended up being the soul to possess Golden Freddy after he was killed. Carlton sees the kids in the spirit world having fun and playing. However, 4 of the kids' souls are split up into pieces while Michael's is whole. Carlton helps Michael put the kids' souls back together by collecting the different pages scattered around the spirit world. It works, but then Carlton realizes that the kids see William as the yellow rabbit, their friend, and he finds out why. On one of the walls, there is a drawing of the yellow rabbit holding hands with all 5 of the children. In FNAF, when you die, your spirit has amnesia and only remembers bits and pieces of your life before. These kids have amnesia. The drawing helps them remember Spring Bonnie, but only the parts where Spring Bonnie acted as their friend. However, what they don't remember is what really happened when they followed Spring Bonnie to the back room of Freddy's. Carlton helps the kids remember by drawing a new picture. Instead of depicting Spring Bonnie as their friend, Carlton draws Spring Bonnie murdering each of the kids. This causes the kids to remember what really happened, and they turn on Afton immediately, throw him in a fire, and burn Afton alive. William dies and ends up in hell for all of eternity. Then, the kids' souls can finally rest in heaven. But before they do, Michael heals Carlton, allowing Carlton to come back to life. The children get a happy ending. Charlie and John get a happy ending too. Charlie and Elizabeth were stabbed at the same time, but before Charlie died, she pushed the Ella doll into the adult version of her, causing Charlie's soul to now live on inside the final stage of herself. She is now the grown-up Charlie. She then lives the rest of her life with John. The two of them get a happy ending. The last scene of the novel trilogy is Charlie and John at a graveyard, walking off together. Everyone gets a happy ending. Yay! Seriously, I really hope Elizabeth's soul is enjoying heaven because she was the only one in this book who did not get a proper conclusion. Yes, I did ramble on and on about the fourth closet. I did warn you though, this is my favorite FNAF book. It's because of Elizabeth, it's because of Charlie, and it's because of William. But I'll continue the video now that I am done rambling about the fourth closet. 10 out of 10 book, would reread. As a matter of fact, I have reread it and will do it again in the near future. Now, let's move on.
Not gonna lie, I'm a little bit nervous for this, but the goosebumps are just...
Okay guys, so I actually see the offices here. So you can actually customize the offices now. And there's challenges here as well, loads of challenges that we can do.
Oh my god, we have the vent system? Oh, what? Okay, I'm gonna close off that vent. The duct system?
Let's go for it.
There's so much happening.
20 difficulty. 20 difficulty. Freddy!
The ultimate custom night is not something to mess around with. This is the ultimate custom night.
Oh my god!
Jar, me bird likes you.
Thanks very much!
Look at all these characters, I can't even focus!
Oh, what is... Oh, no! Oh god!
No! Reset the ventilation!
Let me put you back together, then take you apart all over again.
Whoa!
Ultimate Custom Night, released on June 27th, 2018. This is a fun game. Ultimate Custom Night was made to celebrate everything that came in the series beforehand. It's a fun game where you can customize all the animatronics and do different challenges. There is no set path to this game. You get to face off against literally whoever you want to. A lot of the mechanics for the animatronics are very unique. Toy Freddy is now a gamer, while Chica is super picky about music. Foxy literally takes himself apart and throws himself in your office. The Rockstars have the most unique mechanics in my opinion, demanding Faz coins, or for you to find a guitar, you have to be picky about where a wet floor sign of all things is placed. Rockstar Foxy will even help you sometimes, making the whole Foxy good guy theory actually canon to Rockstar Foxy specifically. I also like how the pizzeria in Ultimate Custom Night is just a clash between all the different locations from the previous games. It's filled with fun references to everything in the series. There are also different offices you can customize when you get a certain amount of points. You start off with the main office, but if your high score goes to 2,000, you can get a sister location themed office. With 5,000 points, your office can be FNAF 3, and for 8,000 points, you can have a FNAF 4 themed office. The highest score you can get in this game is 10,600. You also can unlock these funny cutscenes where it basically takes FNAF characters and parodies different types of anime. There's Bear of Vengeance, where Freddy and Foxy have a rivalry, and there's Toy Chica the High School Years, where Toy Chica crushes on different guys. No, she wouldn't kill them. What would make you think she kills them? Also, there's lots of voices for the different animatronics in this game. Some voice lines are really funny, some are more serious depending on the character. So many characters were given a bunch of personality just from this game alone. Ultimate Custom Night is overall just a fun game, made to celebrate the series, and it's a free game just released for the fans. I love replaying this one. I think it's one of the most replayable FNAF games there is. Now, that was everything released in year 4 of FNAF. My favorite release of that year is Ultimate Custom Night. I remember playing it constantly during the summer of 2018 and getting excited over new high scores. I have lots of good memories with this game. Now, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye everyone.